Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening when you're watching this. I'm recording this in the morning. It's Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays, here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. Thank you for joining me today. Greatly appreciate it. I would like to welcome you to another episode of the Long Car Ride Chronicles. This is episode 6. We're 6 episodes in, y'all. 6 episodes in, and we ain't gonna take the super long route to work this morning. We're actually taking the shorter route, the toll route. I'm running a little bit behind this morning. Well, I'm not really behind per se, but I'm behind for what I want to be and where I want to be in terms of where I need to go. As I'm recording this video, it is the first day of school, so I am praying that, all my fellow teachers across the states or wherever the world, anybody that's starting school, will be starting school soon, or maybe you're watching this video and school's already started. I pray that, all my fellow teachers and admin would be successful. I pray for all the kids, aka the JITs, as we call them down here in Florida. I pray that they would be successful in their academic endeavors, and everybody's just kind of ready to put their best foot forward. New school year, new blessings, new opportunities. Bless up all that good stuff. Today, speaking of school, since we're going to be getting into our back to school series very soon, by the time of this recording, it should actually be up in about a week or 2 weeks time. I want to talk to you guys about the different types of levels, or should I say the different types of platforms that students can find themselves on in terms of future aspirations beyond high school. The reason why I bring this up is because I teach seniors. This is the second year in a row that I will be teaching seniors, and I must say I love it. I have not had as much freedom with a curriculum in my life, just for the simple fact that, we're not really teaching kids to the test. And anybody that has been following my channel for a long time, you guys know exactly how I feel about that. But for my new viewers, which, by the way, thank you very much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. And if you are new, you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification button. What you waiting for? Anyways, so I don't like the idea of teaching to the test when it comes to standardized testing. You guys know my reasons for that. I'll get more into that in another video. But I think what I love about this grade level is, me personally, I feel like I can make a bigger impression with seniors than any other grade that I've ever taught. I've taught 7th graders, I've taught 10th graders. Of course, I'm teaching seniors now. But in some form or fashion, I've kind of assisted with every grade level from 5th grade on up, regardless if it was through subbing, through mentorship, or different things in general, right? So, a lot of times with high school students, especially when they get to their senior year, and I feel their pain because I've been there, right? You get to this place where you're like, what the heck am I going to do with my life moving forward? You got some students that they just obviously know. They're like, yo, mister, I want to do this. I want to go to college. I want to go to this particular college. I want to, be involved in this career field. I don't want to go to college. I want to join the military, so on and so forth, right? When I was a senior, I knew I wanted to go to college. I didn't know exactly where. I had a few ideas. I know University of Maryland, College Park, and Bethune-Cookman University were the top 2 on my radar. I didn't really know any other universities I wanted to apply to, but I knew I wanted to go to college, right? I found that when it comes to teaching seniors, you think that they know, but they really don't know. And that's okay. I do something that's called an action plan project with my kids. And it's basically like a project that kind of gets them invested in terms of what they want to do moving forward in the future, if you will, right? Their career aspirations. We talk about short-term goals, mid-term goals, long-term goals. What do each of them mean? And so on and so forth. And it's a really impactful project, if you will, right? It really shapes their perspective in terms of what they ultimately want to do, what they want to get into. And a lot of times, kids that I've taught, they have found that they wanted to do one thing, did the action plan project, and realized, oh crap, I don't even want to do this career field anymore. I want to do something else. I had a student last year that wanted to be a nurse. She started doing the project, realized halfway through the project, Mister, I don't want to be a nurse. I want to be a veterinarian. And I thought that was like really cool. You know, the fact that the project made her realize, wow, you know what? I want to take on something different. I thought this is what I wanted, but I actually want something slightly different. Okay, Mr. Chuck, go ahead, do your thing. And it brings me joy when I see, you know, them kind of developing into their own and, you know, figuring out what they want to pursue or what they might change their minds about pursuing. Because I always tell students, and I taught my 10th graders this when I used to teach 10th grade, I would always tell them that you're going to change your mind 1,000,001 times, and that's okay. Because I initially didn't want to be a teacher, at least in the sort that I am in right now. And I still don't believe that I'm going to be teaching for the rest of my life. But I know as it stands at the moment, this is where God has me, and I'm going to make the most of what my purpose is at the moment. I used to want to be a band director, for those who did not know. Yes, I am a band head. I marched in the band in high school. I marched in the band in college. I love marching bands, especially traditional style marching bands. Shout out to all my HBCUs out there. And, you know, Lord and behold, I'm a language arts teacher. This is the first day I'll be embarking to year numero ocho. And it's just crazy, you know what I'm saying? To just think that, you know, I thought I was going to be with this and, you know, I ended up with that. And it's not a bad thing. It's just the way that life goes sometimes. It's the way the saying goes, the cookie crumbles. So, to my point as far as what seniors can do, and any parents that are watching this, or anybody that's an older brother, older sister, older cousin, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, whatever, here are some different ways in which, or paths that your kids can go on. Number one, they can go on the college path, right? College/university. You know, maybe they can start off at a community college, you know, save a little bit of money. Or they might be like, hey, you know, bump this. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to go to the, whatchamacallit route? The community college route, save some money. Or I want to go straight to the, you know, the college/university itself. Either one's not a bad idea. It just depends on, you know, finances and your path. In some cases, community college might be a better option for students, especially for those who don't know exactly the major that they want to get into. Because guess what? Your general ed courses are going to be your world for your first 2 years of college anyways, for the most part. And you can save a bit of money. Down here, they have a program. It's called the Bridge Program at Valencia College. Shout out to Valencia, by the way. That you do 2 years there. And after your 2 years, if you want to go to University of Central Florida, you can transfer over. And I think that's really cool. And I you know, any of my students that ever want to apply to UCF, which by the way, go nice charge on, I always encourage them to go through the, you know, Valencia program. It'll save you money. You know, of course, unless you get like a full ride or get some money from UCF, which in that case, hey, go for it, right? But even if you don't want to, and I'm pretty sure they have different bridge programs in other states, you know, comment below and let me know what you guys might have. You know, it's just a way to save money. So you got the college route, you know. The next route is, of course, the military route, right? You have students who have military parents that have been like kind of influenced to want to do it, or they did ROTC from the start of high school, and now they're like, you know what? The military don't sound like a bad idea. I want to serve my country. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know, to the people who have served our country, I just want to say thank you, appreciate you. To the students who are planning on pursuing the route of serving our country, I want to thank you in advance. Not an easy thing to do. Military ain't for everybody. My grandfather was a Marine. He tried to get me in the military. I said, that ain't my ministry, Pop. But I respect those who do it, because it is not an easy job at all. Shout out to all the people I know into the military. Shout out to one of my best friends, my brother Sieber. He's in the military, living that Army life. You know what I'm saying? My sister Jessica. Shout out to her. She's retired now, but you know, she was involved with that Army life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, mad respect. So that's another route. And you know, in the military, it helps build discipline. You know, so for any students that might be watching this that are seniors and you're looking for a route where you can build a bit more discipline and you're not sure if college is for you, military is definitely a good way to go. And on top of that, if you are interested in going to college, slick. You could do ROTC in college. They will pay for your school expenses as long as you enlist in the military once you graduate. Pretty sweet deal. Had a guy I knew, shout out to Alvin, when I marched at Cookman, he did that. That man was doing band and was doing ROTC. I don't know for the life of me how he did it, and was a music major, but hey, he made it happen, and he did really good. He came out really good. He's doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's a route. Another route you could take is just the career route. Maybe you're not interested in going to college. Maybe you're not interested in going to career. I said career. Not interested in going to the military. You might want to just jump straight into your career, and I think that's a good idea too, right? Especially if you're involved in a trade, you know, aka something that's more so hands-on. Maybe electrical engineering. Electrical engineering. You know, maybe mechanic work, right? I've had quite a few students who are very interested in working on cars, working on vehicles. I think that's a great route. I think it's a great idea to take a trade. I mean, shoot, I'm thinking about possibly taking up a trade myself because, you know, you'll never run out of business picking up a trade. And one of my mentors, he told me about this. He said there's two big things that will never go out of style when it comes to career fields. You will never go out of style with education, and you will never go out of style with something hands-on like a trade. Because more than likely, the hands-on positions with a trade is a need that everybody, you know, needs, right? You think about things like getting your hair cut or getting your hair did, as they say, as Missy Elliott would say. Get your hair did, you know what I'm saying? People are always going to want to keep up with their appearance, right? So I think that's a good route to take in terms of how that goes. People are always going to need their cars worked on. Always. Shoot, I need to get some things done to my car as we speak. Just saying, right? People are always going to need something done with their plumbing. You know, people are always going to need something electrical, some electrical work done. We live in Florida where we have, what? Say it with me, everybody. Tropical storms and hurricanes. It happens. And what happens when we get those storms? Power goes what? OUT, out. And who's going to restore that power? Electricians. And they make good money while doing it. Actually, one of my freshman brothers, he's an electrician. Making very good money. Shoot, he make more money doing that than when he was teaching. Crazy enough, right? Hashtag pay teachers more. No, I'm dead serious. So, like, there's a lot of trades that a student can get into, and I didn't even name all of them. I mean, it's so many more, but I'm at the point where, shoot, I ain't gonna say I'm regretting. I don't really got a lot of regrets in life. I'm just thinking to myself, man, I should have picked up a trade in high school. I mean, the high school I went to was a college prep school, but just saying, would have been a very, very good idea, to say the least, right? So those are really the three main options that a student can, you know, take, a senior specifically. They can go to college, they can go to the military, or they can go straight to the career field, pick up a trade. Or maybe it's not a trade. Maybe they just want to go into the career field in general. Nothing wrong with that either. My only encouragement that I have is for any student that's watching this, or any parents that's watching this that has a student that just wants to go straight to the career field, my suggestion for them would be to move up with the company, right? So let's say you have a child, or you're a student that's watching this video, and you work at Chick-fil-A. You want to stay at Chick-fil-A. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But always look to gain leverage. And I'm actually going to create a video about that very soon. But I'll give you a preview of that right here. Why is it important to create leverage? It's important to create leverage because you always want to be one up on the competition, but also you want to be aiming for what's next, right? You want to be able to keep up with society because society is always going to change, and you got to change along with it. And you having that leverage will allow you to go through those changes with society very smoothly, because those who are not up to date with things that are going on with society will quickly fall behind. right? So you always want to gain leverage. You gain leverage by gaining levels. You gain levels by what? Moving up the ladder. And that's not to say that you got to be a CEO. Maybe you don't want to be a CEO. Maybe you don't want to be a store manager. Okay, what are some other routes that you can take to get you further than where you need to get to? Because I'm going to just keep it 100. I know money ain't the end all be all. Money does solve a lot of problems. Whoever said money ain't everything, lied. Somewhat. It's not everything, but it is a lot. And while having a whole bunch of money won't solve all your problems, it will solve a lot of problems. Just saying. Because people are so quick to say, and I remember one of my Cookman associates, he said this. Stoney, shout out to Stoney, by the way. Just make sure you check out his YouTube channel, his social media. He got some great content. But he made a statement basically saying that, people complain so much with a lot of money. Well, not people complain so much with a lot of money. People complain that, if you have a lot of money, it's this and that. But don't realize that when you poor, that brings a lot of problems too. Or when you don't have the money that you need, that brings a lot of problems too. And rightfully so. So, I'm always a component of get the bag, Of course, in a legal manner. Want to make sure I make that perfectly clear. Well, he said get the bag. He said by any means necessary. Nope. Marcus Frazier did not say that. Marcus Frazier did not endorse that. Just being real. All right? Even right now, I don't know if I'm going to stay in education too much longer. I'm going to just keep it $150. Shoot, especially if this YouTube channel goes off at one point or another and really, takes off, I should say. Not goes off, takes off. But, we'll see. But even in the education field, I'm thinking, different ways in which I can kind of leverage myself to make sure I'm getting where I need to get to, Because I don't want to be an assistant principal or a principal or anything like that. Now, if God calls me to that, then so be it. It is what it is. But if it's up to me, I don't want to go that route. So I'm thinking about other ways that I can gain leverage, right? Again, living ain't cheap. It is not. And, I want a family at some point. I want a wife, I want kids, and I know that's going to take money to support them. So I'm already thinking 10 steps ahead before I even get into that field, if you will, right? So, yeah, like, at the end of the day, there's a lot of different routes that, kids can take. Now, how do you determine those routes? And we're going to say this, and I'm going to say this, and we're going to end the video here. I think this is a good place to end that. I think you determine those routes based on your interests, point blank, period. What you ultimately want to do. There are some things that will require you to go to college. For example, if you want to be a lawyer, you're going to have to go to college. If you want to be a teacher, you're going to have to go to college. If you want to work in a welding field, you don't have to go to college. You can go to trade school or pick up a trade in high school and go from there. Well, you're still going to go to some kind of trade school. If you want to be a police officer, do you have to go to college to be a police officer? I believe so. I think you have to go to college to be a police officer. Somebody in the comments below correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that is the case. Not trying to sound ignorant. I just want to make sure I get my facts right. You got to determine ultimately what is the best fit for your life. You might be thinking to yourself, well, Marcus, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. And I've had a couple students that were like that too in the past, where they were like, mister, I don't know what I want to do. I'm trying to figure it out still. I had students that graduated and still didn't know. And I'm going to be honest, as a teacher, I kind of feel like a failure when a student graduates and he or she doesn't know what they want to ultimately do. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I kind of carry that burden. I know it's not a burden I should carry, but, when I teach my classes, I always tell my students this is not just a language arts class, this is a life skills class. I'm teaching you things to get you ready for the world. And teaching them different things that the world is not going to directly teach them. So when they say, I still don't know what I want to do, it's like, did I mess up somewhere? But that's just the burden of a teacher. We always feel like we can do more, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Ultimately, be sure to look out for the Back to School series coming your way. Like I said, in about a week or two, give or take. We're going to be wrapping up the Health and Fitness Journey series, or Health and Fitness series, whatever I call it, very soon. If you have not sent me, sorry, the text came across my screen. If you have not checked out my workout videos and you're looking for a good workout, please, by all means, check them out. Tell me what you think. And this is Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays, here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. Love you guys. Hope y'all have a great day. And I will see you soon. Also, wait, one more thing before you guys leave the video. If there's any future long car ride topics that you would like me to talk about, let me know. Because it seems like this is probably going to be a weekly thing, or, you know, close to a weekly thing. I'm getting a lot of good feedback from it. Seems like a lot of people are viewing it more than I thought that would. So we're going to keep it going. Until next time.